What is the best thing you have learned while filming the Twilight Saga?
I don't know, I guess to do a story where it's not, I mean, most people try and do movies where it has the place where people's minds go to. They think that things have to be really, really dark, like all the time. In a relationship movie, something terrible has to happen. Or it has to be so light, it's not even anything. But this is just, I mean, like the fact that we've done this intense love story, like which seems almost like outdated. I mean, it seems like it's this sort of operatic, it's like melodrama. And people don't really make melodramas anymore. And the fact that people are still into it, and audiences like really want to see, like, they want to see people dying for love all the time, and it's quite sweet. I mean, it's like in the 50s, that's what people wanted to watch movies for. And I think the Twilight movies are one of the only things that really puts that at the forefront. I mean, it's changed now because everyone's copied Twilight. But at the time, it was when the first one came out, there was nothing like it around. So it's quite sweet to know that people are still interested in that.
Why aren't you here with Bella, played by Kristen Stewart?
Because she is working in London. She's doing Snow White, and so I think she could only do, I think, a week of press. And so it's like last year, I only did a week because I was shooting Water for Elephants. It's annoying though. She's good at answering interview questions.
So we haven't needed her help there.
I know, literally, like in the press conference. I mean, Ashley's good as well, but like Kristen will talk for ages, so I'll just kind of sit there and she'll just keep talking, and I don't make a fool out of myself.
Edward is just a good-mannered guy. What bad habits do you have?
I mean, a lot. I mean, in terms of like manners and stuff, I guess I try and be nice to people, generally. But yeah, I probably have a million vices, and I'm not like the tidiest person in the world. Like, don't have much respect for public property.
Come on, keep it coming, come on.
And I just suddenly started using it like a therapy.
And now I want to tell you this. It sounds good. What is the weirdest thing that a fan has asked you to do?
I don't know. I mean, it's never really that weird. They used to be weird. Like on the first movie, people would come up with much stranger things. Like they just wouldn't really be able to speak. I mean, it was kind of like before the first movie came out, it was generally the book fans would look at you and because they didn't really know who any of us were, they'd think we were just the characters sitting there in front of them, so that you could see this, like, they're like in a trance coming out. And whereas now people realize more that, you know, we're just actors. But it was incredibly strange. On the first press tour, you'd meet people and they would, I mean, it's like sometimes now you'd see people who are like crying and stuff in the crowd. But I mean, on the first one, it was the whole lot of them. I mean, like everyone went nuts. So like, it was kind of, that was fun doing that.
Well, talking about going nuts, how does it feel when women all over the world are going nuts because of you?
I mean, it's always just to do with the character. I mean, you kind of like, I mean, you always realize that, you know, if people saw you in reality, that there's nothing to go nuts about. I mean, just kind of like, you know, it's people's imaginations. And I guess that's my business.
How did it feel to shoot a sex scene with Kristen?
I mean, sex scenes are generally like the easiest things in the world to shoot. I mean, they're just kind of, because you just do it. I mean, it's not like you can get it wrong, like, unless you're like weird or something. But it was just a very high pressure, because Mia and Kristen just knew, you know, the potential consequences of like not fulfilling people's expectations. And you know, when you know that it's not like people aren't expecting a sex scene, so it's just kind of like, it's not going to be a shock to them, and like, so really they'll just be waiting for that scene to happen, and then if it's not good enough, they'll be like, oh, after 3 movies of waiting for this to happen, and now that was it. So it was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but I don't know. I think the scene is it's kind of sweet and like it's. I think it's kind of funny as well. Like so, which is, you know, in a lot of ways kind of what a good sex scene is about.